Hey, this is George.
Hey, this is Fred's.
This is Real Talk with George and Frazier. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, brother. I'm feeling good. It's kind of hot down here. How about you?
Oh, well, ha ha, very funny. You know, it's snowing. My feet are cold. My hands are cold. I got a jacket on in the basement, and you sitting there talking about it's warm in Miami.
Yeah, you know, right. I might invite you to come to Miami one time so you can put your shorts on and walk around.
I've been to Miami one time, and, you know, I'm coming back. So it's definitely all good.
This time come back and have more fun.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Yo, listen, man, we had a great show yesterday with China McCoy. You know, check him out. Also, don't forget about his fundraising for his project. We have another great show for you today. Yep. We're just going to bring her in, and she's going to do her own bio and introduction because every time I try, I butcher it. Nala, how you doing? Oh, you're still on mute.
You might get making my ear.
Let me try that again. Yeah. Let me try that again. Hi guys, how are you doing? Are you good?
We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm a little cold.
I'm good.
I know you are. What's the weather? What's the weather in South Africa?
It is hot. It's hot.
Here we go.
Not just hot. It's hot. Shame, man. I feel you, and my heart goes out to you. You know, George, because I know it's blistering cold out there, and we just give you warm hugs right now. That's all we can really do.
That's exactly what I need because it feels like 19 degrees over here.
Aww.
I'm in Miami, so I'm hot.
That's right.
Oh, really? The weather's always fine out there, right?
We good. I'm already good over here. We always good.
Oh, man, too funny. So now tell everybody about you. Tell listeners about you and your background.
Sure. So my name is Nala, full name Nonala Tose, and I'm a radio broadcaster in South Africa. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a coach, a leadership trainer. And basically, I'm just someone who really loves and has a great passion for people and just leadership and seeing people transform. That's like my greatest thing. I just want to see people transform. And if I have anything to do with it, I am right there in the forefront. So that's who I am in a nutshell. And I'm a mom, which is one of the most incredible things and experiences for me. I mean, what an experience, what a God-given experience to really just be a leader to a person, right? And this person depends on you for absolutely everything. I think it's just one of the biggest callings for me. And I mean, other than that, I'm here, you know, I'm here to learn and to grow. And that's who I am.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So how old is your child, if you don't mind me asking?
She is 1.5 years old. Her name is Akila, the most incredible, smartest baby I've ever seen. I'm sure every parent says that. But like, this girl is amazing, man. Always singing, always vibrant and jubilant. She's a bundle. She's such a joy to have around.
The reason why I ask you is because I need you to enjoy that feeling and embrace it. Yeah. Don't let it go. Nope. See all these little gray hairs? That's from my 8-year-old. She'll be 9 this May. And
really?
Yes, that's my heart.
Giving you gray hairs.
Everything that goes along with it. But all these little ones up in the front, that's her. That's her.
But it's all in the name of love, right?
Oh, that's my
all
heart.
In the name of
that's
love.
My heart. I love her with my whole heart. I'm telling you. But these little ones right here, that's her.
We give them love. They call them the grayer it is, a little more love you get.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about gray hairs, right? They are a glorious crown. So that's your crown.
A sign of wisdom. It's a sign of wisdom. So talk to us more about some of the leadership projects that you're into and some of the, are you mentoring other people or is it just you branching out and just moving in the right direction, so to speak?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm a certified John Maxwell leadership trainer, and I have been certified now for the last 5 years. And in the last 5 years, I've done leadership training for children. I've done leadership training for students in universities and just young people in general. And it's only now that I've really found my true purpose and my calling in the leadership training space, which is to help moms, young professional moms, really find their truth, and really get to a place where they're growing themselves and they're developing themselves, and they're moving from a place of being a mom and being a mom fully to being, a resourceful mom and being a mom with influence. And that's why I've started the platform Momafluencers. And Momafluencers are moms who are really crushing it in the home, crushing it as they raise their children, crushing it in the digital space, and really taking up space. And that's where I am right now.
Nice. So how is that? Has that taken off for you? And where is most of your clientele? And the reason why I'm asking is because of COVID here in the United States, a majority of the women that have been laid off across the country have been mothers because they have to take care of their kids. Some are working from home, some are in the self-service business or the restaurant business. And so a majority of them, almost 40% of the women, are out of the workforce now because of COVID.
Yeah.
Do you see them branching out more to the digital space for additional income? I mean, does it translate in where you are in South Africa, or is this just a global thing?
I love your questions. Those are such great questions. I mean, George, first of all, the fact that the majority of people who have been laid off worldwide are moms it breaks my heart altogether. But at the same time, I feel like it's an opportunity for moms to really have more time to spend with their children, learn new skills, and really just, just use the digital currency that is around and take up that economy and leverage on it and learn what it's all about. So at the moment, the Momafluencer space is brand new. I mean, I literally launched the Instagram and the Facebook page for it 2 weeks ago. I'm launching the website now at the end of next week, which is the end of Feb. And I've kind of come into it with a 21-day challenge where I really want this to be a holistic tribe of, moms, young professional moms and dads. I mean, because there are dads that are, full-time with this thing, and they also need this kind of development. And this 21-day challenge is basically just, it's a way to say to these moms that, in order for you to find your purpose and to really, grab all that is out there for you, you need to be okay with yourself first. Your mind, your body, your spirit. You need to be in alignment with that first. And then once you've built those habits, you're able to then open up your mind to all the other things that are around that you can take and really use to your advantage, creating more time in your day, spending more time with your family, being responsible and really being present, because as working moms, we are not present. It's hard to be because you come home, you're exhausted, and it's a tough place to be for a mother, and that's what the Momafluencer space is all about. So in it, I mean, moms and my tribe are going to find, learning material, coaching opportunities where they get to learn how to increase their influence, because leadership is influence, right? As John Maxwell would say, nothing more, nothing less. And this is what it's all about. It's about helping them find, who they are, increase their influence, and leverage and make money and earn an income from the digital space in the comfort of their home. And that's what it's all about.
Nice.
So I want to piggyback on that a little bit. Like, how do you get into the mindset of before COVID, working in an environment, not being home with the kids, now to actually being home with the kids and actually 24 hours a day versus 8 hours not seeing them, now to 8 hours to full time? How do you give them that mindset to get them to think they can do more?
Yeah. So, I mean, it all has to do, Fraser, with time management. I mean, I'm a radio broadcaster and I am working from home now most of the time. I mean, I only go to the studio like once a week. And even so, I go to the studio just to make sure that the energy is still flowing with the team, because we're all so far apart from each other. And it's been hard for me working from home. I'm not going to lie. Doing radio from home with a toddler is one of the most challenging experiences I've ever had. Like, I am slacking. I am late for work. I am like, it's a mess. But it really all comes with the territory. And I think it's time for us to really stop looking at moms and when we say proverbially they're pulling the mom card, we take it as yet another excuse. So for me, this is an opportunity to really just create awareness around what moms actually have to go through and why do they have to separate their mom life from their work life? Because it's a continuum, right? It's not either or. It's all linear, and we should look at it like that and try to understand the incorporation of children into our workspaces and our families and just make that normal, and that kind of normality really it penetrates and it translates on other things, stuff like as a Black woman, right? I can go to work with my natural short hair, which I had just a few hours ago, which is kinky AF, and it's okay. I can rock the corporate world like that, I can come onto a Zoom call and come onto the George and Frazier show, and there are children crying in the background, and that's okay. That does not tarnish my brand. It doesn't make me less professional, and that's what it's all about. It's about creating that awareness and making it normal for moms to be moms everywhere.
No doubt. I was laughing. We were laughing with you. We weren't laughing at you.
Yeah.
Frazier and I are in real estate. So because we're in real estate, we've had the ability to work from home and basically schedule our hours the way that we see fit. So a lot of the mommy duties that you're talking about, I've done. And when you were talking about a toddler, I remember the cage. Remember that little cage that you have when you put it there and it blocks the kid from going in and out? So I would lock my son in the living room while I was in the kitchen doing work, and all you would hear was until he shook the cage loose.
Release me.
Until he shut the cage loose from the wall, and it would fall down, and he would come to the kitchen and get something to eat. Then he's looking at me like this. And we have the same temperament, him and myself. That's why I called him George. So it's just like almost two adults in there just arguing. He's mad because I locked him out. I'm mad because he's messing up all my business now. You know what I mean? And this is before COVID. So I just remember that when you're talking about a toddler, I was like,
And
then you put him in the crib.
Crazy? Yeah.
You put him in the crib and he crawls out. Moment he gets in, bloop, he's right out the crib looking at you like, yo, you can't do that, man.
I'm out. So what? Not what now? and can I tell you, George? I mean, this is incredible. Children do not want to feel restricted, and that's why they act up during Zoom calls and meetings, virtual meetings, because they can feel that they're not welcome in the space. But the minute you make them welcome in the space and you really just incorporate them in the whole look and feel of the environment, they just go on and they do their own thing. They don't even care.
Right.
Total opposite.
Right.
Yeah. Come get it. Come in.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right.
Don't come. I say don't come. You won't come. It's total opposite.
Yeah.
What part of South Africa are you working in? I know you said you're a radio host.
Yeah, I'm working in Johannesburg, South Africa. So the beautiful place. I mean, this is where the gold is, where the gold resides. Yeah, it's a very sad story because I've never seen the gold myself, and I'm South African.
Wow.
Story for another day.
Oh, it's too funny. Yeah, I was at the
It's
Joburg
not even
airport.
that funny. It's actually quite sad. I mean, to think that half or all of the resources are not in our hands and we are the majority really still pains me. And I mean, we've gotten to a place now where we are in full consciousness as Black people in South Africa, but yet we cannot exercise that consciousness because we do not have the means, we do not have the resources. And I don't like to dwell on that a lot because I believe that people have the ability to create their own realities, right? And to shape their realities. But then there's systematic, injustices that really hold us back and pull us away from moving forward as a people. I mean, I can be successful because I was fortunate enough to get a good education. I was raised in a good home and, the values are set for me. I was opened up to the world. I've traveled. I've seen what's out there. But there's so many people my age that don't have access to that. They never have, and they probably never will. So what happens to them? It's just a perpetual cycle of just, poverty and lack of moving on. It's just, it pains me. But anyway.
Well, it's systemic. It's definitely systemic.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the culture here in the United States, that was their goal, to keep one group of people uneducated and enslaved, whether it was physical, emotionally, or financially, and another group of people to flourish. You know, so it's systemic. You know, being from Liberia, I understand exactly what you're saying, because it's just like, how do you live in a place where a certain amount take your resources and then you don't have any, you know, and they make you feel like you're a visitor in your own country. And it's like, how can you say I'm trespassing when this is the way I walk to school every day? Now all of a sudden, because this, that, or a third, you're telling me trespassing? You're the stranger here, not me. You see what I mean? And I always, it always angered me, because I was just like, how is it we have this many resources going out, but we still got dirt roads here in this country? Doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me at all, you know? And it's just a constant cycle of us versus them. How do you put this together? They always keep us doing this, so we don't do this.
Yes.
Because I've been to Johannesburg. I've been to Johannesburg, and I stayed in Stanton for a week or so. I had to go on business. And it's
Lonnie, you too, Lonnie. Hey, you stayed in Stanton. Oh, look at you. Okay, I see you.
No. I'm saying though, the company was out in Stanton. You know, I was with my folks. I was home. I was back on the continent. But it was definitely an experience to be there after the fact and everything that was going on. And I hear you.
Yeah. And how did you feel? How did you feel being in South Africa? I mean, did you get to experience the injustices and the differences in just living and lifestyle?
No, I didn't experience. I was only there for a week. Like I said, I was there on business. But my father, believe it or not, when he was in the government back in the 80s, he had to go to South Africa. He had a layover in South Africa. And I'll never forget the story that he told me. He was like, he wasn't allowed to leave the airport because he had a Liberian passport. And that was back then when apartheid was in place.
Wow.
So they wouldn't let him leave the airport.
What?
He couldn't get any gifts for us or anything. Wow. I was like, so you never really saw apartheid for yourself? He was like, oh no. He said, I saw it in the airport. It was very clear in the airport where I was.
Whoa.
He said, I was a diplomat.
You say that those borders still exist today. The borders that were built to divide Africa, they're still well in existence.
That's right.
I mean, it's still far more expensive to travel to a country within Africa than it is to travel overseas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How does that even make sense?
Absolutely.
It's how they do it. They kind of suppress everybody and make everybody think it's so bad. They put an image like, this is how it is. Don't go here. Don't go there. Because if you go there, you actually see the reality of it, how they really are doing things. And we think real bad over here. It's some place in Africa make it this look like cake mix. Easy.
That's right.
I was looking at the call one time. I was looking at the room, and the guy was telling how he had to go from one place to another place, and he got restricted. He couldn't even go. They told him that he had to walk with a security guard to walk even outside 3 feet outside the airport because he didn't know what was going to happen. He had an identifier. He had to walk with identification all the time. He had to say where he from, where he is, and if he say the wrong thing, he got arrested, or the people treat him totally differently from everybody else. They just totally separated from everybody else. Like he had to go one side of the airport, and then people on the other side of the airport. Like how we kind of go to everything. White people on their side here, blacks on their side, yellow on that side. It did the same thing. He said he actually experienced it. He said he felt like the worst experience ever when he went there. And he said,
Fresh, also too, it's systemic. Even though the colonial powers are gone, they need Africa's resources to keep their colonial system and their countries together. That's why all the Francophone countries are still have allegiance to France, and the French laws put in place to make sure. Like, for instance, the Congo. You can't tell me that the Congolese people are that stupid that they don't know how to mine their own oil. Okay. Yeah, but they have a contract with France. They have a contract with France. When I went to South Africa, all the diamonds they pulled, the beers pulled out of that mountain in South Africa still had shanty towns. It doesn't make any sense because all of those diamonds were South African diamonds. They were never Afrikaans diamonds, and it never benefited the people. All those diamonds went to Europe and Antwerp. They didn't go to the people to where the natural resources were. That's why Africa right now is an entire continent.
Yeah.
Is China's new home because everybody else is tapped.
Exactly.
Don't even like that works me up. That gets me worked up. That in particular,
exactly,
that gets me very worked up. You know, but I mean, I'm an optimist, and I stay optimistic. I believe that as the young people in South Africa, we're really getting to a level and to a place where I see you as the Africans in America are almost, you know, thriving in right now, because as the Americans would say, y'all are woke, you know.
Yeah.
And that kind of awakening is happening in South Africa right now, and it's happening a lot with the young Black people, and it's beautiful, man. And it's not even just the young Black people, young white people, colored, Indian, you name it. You know, people are being they're fully aware of what has been happening, and they know that it needs to change, and it begins with us, you know. And I believe in unity we can definitely do this, and there are a lot of people who are willing to come to the party. And they don't even have to be Black. They're just like, I'm done with this. Like, nobody has to live like that. I don't want to live like this as a white person and have this stupid privilege that's hanging on my back where I get things without even deserving them, you know? And at the same time, I mean, if you flip the script, there are Black people who are getting things that they don't deserve, you know, through corruption, through the Black economic empowerment, and you name it, you know. And there's just so many things that are happening, and it's just a turbulent time, and it's the right time. It reminds me of a book that I read a couple of years ago by Malcolm Gladwell. It's truly the tipping point of South Africa in particular. Africa, yes, as a whole, but South Africa in particular. I mean, but politically, you know, socio-economically, things are happening, and people are watching. Like now they're watching, and they're not just watching, they're watching and they're having these debates. They're talking about it, and they're not apologetic anymore. You know, they're not trying to buy face anymore. So I believe this is a beautiful time for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fraser and I were talking about that yesterday, you know, offline, about a lot of African Americans either going back to their heritage or going back to Africa.
Exactly.
Because there's more opportunity for them in Africa than it is here in the United States, and so other things. I mean, even Brazil, one of the biggest population of Black folks, you know, outside of the continent, and they are woke. They are getting back to their roots, okay, because everything is home there for you. You don't have to fight so hard, and the economic dollar is there for you. You know, and when you have a love for your people and the people of Africa, to see them thrive, they thrive. Or if you, let me see, how do I say this? Or if you, can I be politically correct, phrase? Or can I just say the way I want to say
it? Go ahead. Don't be scared.
If you see your people getting raped financially, it's up to you to go ahead and make that difference. You see what I mean? Because we have the white man's book and we know better. And the only reason why I say that is because the biggest commodity that any person of color has in Africa is an American college degree. Once you have that degree, you go from here to here. Anything you want.
Anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere. That American college degree, that was the one that lifted my father out of poverty. That's the one that lifted everybody else, was that degree, you know, because they can't take that from you.
Yeah.
You know? So it's definitely something that we have to look at, continue to talk about on a grander scale for the entire continent.
Yeah.
20 years. I want to talk to you. You said you're an author. Have you written a book
Yes, I
yet?
am. Yes, I have. I'm a children's book author. So I wrote a book for children like 6 years ago, before I even had children, or even thought of having children. And it was a book that was inspired by my journey in theology. So I studied ministry, and I then just discovered just a whole new world and understanding of God, you know, and I was really drawn to the armor of God in the book of Ephesians. And I wrote a book and I've titled it Noni's Armor of God, right? And Noni is a name that my dad calls me, as it's the nickname that he calls me. And it's also the clan name of the illustrator of the book, right? So Noni's Armor of God, and it's currently it's being published right now, and it's being published by a European publisher, and hopefully it really will just come, into the market and really change little kids' lives, and that's the whole idea behind it. I mean, there've been a lot of things that have stopped me from finishing this book. I mean, the book has been finished 6 years ago, but just moving with it, has been such a spiritual struggle for me. And now more than ever, I'm determined to just take it out there, and I'm reminded of something that I learned recently, that if what you're taking out there and what you're launching is perfect, then you're launching it too late. So I'm of that mindset right now, and I'm just going with things, and I'm starting things, even if they're not perfect. I'm just getting things started.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I can definitely relate. Because of COVID, it gave me the opportunity to finish my books. Some
nice.
Books, 15 years in the making, 15 years on the shelf.
Imagine.
And it was just
imagine that. And that's all done. Because. Yeah, and that's all because you just didn't have time to really sit and reflect and think of the things that you've already done. We were busy chasing before the pandemic, right? Just chasing. We were lab rats, and then it came, and it was like, you're human, and I want you to just step back, meditate, think about what you've done. You've achieved great things, and plan a way forward, and that's what I appreciate about it.
No doubt,
it's so true. Trust me, the time on the hand. You think of so much. Your mind don't know what they want, because your mind's so used to not working so much. Now it's like, like a computer. Do this, try this, do this, do this. And then you find yourself trying to actually organize your mind to sort things out one thing at a time. Come on, mind, one thing at a time, not 1,000. I can't get all of them one time. Now slow down. Mind a little kid when you see a little toy. When the first time you want to play with it, you're like, oh wow, yay! That's how people felt like at the academic, because even though it's terrible, everything happened. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna say one time: things happen for a reason.
That's right.
We needed a reboot.
Yes.
This whole world needed a reboot. Yes. We were working almost 9 hours a day, almost 10 days a week for nothing. I mean,
imagine.
We were profitable on everybody else. And then I tell you, like, the difference South Africa was to America is they work hard, but they see they work. America don't see nothing. You almost 30 years for a pension you're never gonna see. If you're lucky to see it, you got bad health. You probably can't travel anything with it. And you're probably not putting hold on nobody else. You may not even live a year after you retire.
That's right.
Sure.
Because you beat your body up so much. And my thing is, that's the problem with thing now where we learning now. Like I'm going back. You said our eyes are open now. Like, whoa, what are we doing? We can do this for myself. And the most I learned when I was younger, the most horrific thing people would do to us was beat us in the mind.
That's right.
Yeah.
The reason why I tell you the reason why slavery lasted so long, it was because of the fact of the matter is, baby were born into that environment. And once the baby born into that environment, it's harder to change his mentality because that is all he knows. Versus somebody else who just came there as a slave, who hey, I did better than this. I ain't the time, but I'm rebelling. So that's what happened. So now you got kids born into it. Into that slavery. Now you can't leave because hey, guess what? It's not. That's all I know. Dad, go out and pick cotton. Come back home. It was more submissive to the masters because that's all I knew. So and more than this. And I tell anybody else, majority of what they're for economic growth. They found economic growth by using free labor. It's improving themselves and improving their profit in their pockets. That's all they're about. It really wasn't about blacks coming slave. No, it was about how much profit I can make off you with free labor.
Right.
And then they come and say, you know what, we're gonna free you, but we're gonna give you a salary for the little work you do. Now we're gonna trap in what I call economical trap slavery, where we give you a job. I pay you a certain amount of money. It's not what you're worth. It's just enough to set you up, not to be rebellion, not to say I never did nothing for you. And then on top of that, I'm gonna get opportunity to buy land. Now I'm gonna put you in more debt. Now I'm gonna create you called debt slavery. I heard somebody say it called debt slavery. Now I get you a credit card, I get you a mortgage for 30 years, which you're never gonna pay off by the time you're almost about dead. Then on top of that, when you do buy something, you got so much taxes on you can't afford to pay it anyway, and you never really own anything. They give
Grace, what are you talking about? You talking about 40 acres in the mule? Because everything you're talking about is happening right now. That's exactly how they did it. That's economic slavery.
You are dropping bombs. Exactly. Economic slavery. We are economic slaves right now. That is exactly who we are. Right? They tell you you qualify, but you can't afford it.
Yeah.
You can't afford it.
Exactly.
You qualify to be enslaved.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. And the thing is, you know about it. So the thing is, it changed from I can't know about it till you do know about it. OPI, they do this. Now we need to turn the script. Now we're gonna turn blacks against blacks. Hey, guess what? He better than you. He got a house and a car. You need to get better than him. Here, I'll give you go buy the extra house, go buy the extra car. You see? So now they get you think you competing with each other to get better. You really not. You create more debt, more slavery, and you put for yourself. I'm gonna pay it off. Then pandemic come along. Now guess what? That job not there anymore. You can't pay that bill anymore. So now that small black line at the bottom of the print says we can put your pension after 6 months of not paying comes in effect. You see what I'm saying? It comes in effect now. And that's how they get you. You know, I know, and see South Africa, I was looking at research in South Africa where they actually own the land. Even though how it is, they still own their land though. You see what I'm saying? Even though there's a thing going on with the land, how you buy the land, but they own the land. Here in America, we don't own land. We pay taxes on it even the day we die. Our family was still paying taxes on it, even to the day we own it.
Yeah.
Everybody says, first I heard okay saying all the time. Like George said, go home to actually own something. We realize that we want to own something, not just have it. Or say we have something, own it. You know? And that's why I think people understanding that more now after the pandemic, that they have no job. They have to find a job with themselves and work harder, but they see the actual growth by themselves, you know?
There's a lot of self-reflection going on, even with me. You know, I had to. The silver lining with the pandemic was I got the opportunity to breathe after 15 years and sit down and go, oh, you mean to tell me I actually don't have to drive down the street 2 hours and do this and do that? And I can stay home and, you know, I got to wake up and this, that, and the third, but I can wake up rested because I have 2-3 extra hours of sleep. And
nice.
And then it got to a point, well, okay, real estate is slowed down. So what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And that was a silver lining because like you said, Fred, you could actually now think everything slowed down to the point to the even like, because my wife is an essential worker. She has to work through all of this. But because I didn't, and I'm home with the kids and doing all this other stuff, that and the third, my life slowed down so much that I was just sitting here like, okay, I just lost 4 deals. What am I going to do? Where am I going? What's happening? And I was like, wait, hold on. It's just not me. Everybody's home. Everybody's relaxed. Everybody's chilling. So, you know, we'll figure it out. And then I went from months to months of forecasting to days. Like, okay, I'm going to see what I'm going to get done tomorrow. You see what I mean? Because you can't do anything, right?
Right.
If I didn't get it done today, don't worry, I'll put it back on the schedule and I'll get it done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Slow down enough to make the next
simple life.
Exactly. To make the next plan move forward.
And did it not make you just really want and long for that minimal life? You know, that minimalistic lifestyle that we've been told about for so many years. And we're just like, you can miss me with it. I want that car right now. And now we're starting to see that we've been trapped in consumerism so much that we cannot even see what money is actually all about and how it can buy you, you know, resources for freedom. You know, money can be freedom, but we get money and we enslave ourselves even more.
With stuff.
Accumulation of stuff. I am definitely a culprit. Like I am putting up my hand. I am one of those people, and I'm learning now. Now I see, you know, and I wouldn't have seen all of that if it weren't for the pandemic.
Exactly.
Well, I was lucky enough because I worked and been self-employed most of my adult life.
Yeah.
So one of my blessings was I've been liberated from stuff years ago. I'm just like, now I'm about putting a foundation for my family. I'm about this. I'm about that. Blah, blah, blah. I don't need stuff. I have a lot of stuff. You know, when I left the corporate world, I still have suits with ties upstairs that I have not worn in 15 years. You know, my new suit is my little sweatsuit you see here that I'm chilling.
Yeah.
That's how I've been working for the last 15 years. You see what I mean? So I've been liberated from stuff. And the reason why my son laughs at me, he's like, Dad, don't you want to live in that big house? Son, we've had big houses. Don't you want to drive that car? Nah, when I was young, I had, you know, my father, your grandfather being in government, I had a driver take me to school. So I know what a BMW is or a Peugeot is, 525, this, that, and the third. Yep. He's like, man, I want to do all this. I said, the one thing you have to realize, son, is that big house that you want, one day you're going to have to pay for it to put AC and heat that house. Then it's going to hit you. That little BMW that you want to drive, you got to pay something called insurance here in the United States. And once you pay that insurance, it's going to hit you. How much it costs to fill up that tank. And you're going to be a slave to that house and that BMW for most of your adult life because you're trying to keep up as opposed to just having a car that'll get you down the street that you can fill up for $10. You see what I'm saying?
What you said, you know what you just said is so important, and I'll take it back to the Bible because we're told in the Bible about bondage, right? And how we need to be free from bondage. And if you think about it, getting a car note, that's bondage. Getting a bond, right, for your home, that is bondage. Bond for bondage, right? And we are in bondage, and this is the kind of thing that will not allow us to actually move forward. So it's been a revelation for me. It's been just, I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. I'm still learning. I'm learning I can do things that I couldn't do before. Like, wait, I can do this. I can do this. Right. And I tell me, Joy had to tell me something. George had to tell me, hey, Fred, get some rest, bro. You work. Bro, like, seriously. I'm like, Joy, we got to do this. We got goals to set. And you know, I tell people, now we're setting goals and actually hitting the goals, it's a high. It's a great high. You actually come and go, oh, I got it. Comes go, oh, I hit another one. Oh, we hit another one. I tell George, guess what? We hit this many downloads. We hit this many countries. Just like, yeah, Frage. I saw Frage. We go there. So, I mean, and it's a great feeling to actually see yourself accomplishing goals.
That's right. Yes. In real time, accomplishing them in real time. You don't got to wait years to do them to get them done.
You know, I mean, a wheelchair talks to, I did it, baby. I did it.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
And I'm going to one of the old Asian teacher I had when I was younger, and he tell me all the time, why is it easy as a teacup? But you must learn to stir the sugar very slow in order to get this. I'm like, huh? I ain't going on. Put cooking that. You do it too fast, you already miss something.
That's right. Wow.
I'm like, huh? Yeah. Patience is a virtue. You must learn to accomplish it and use it to your best ability. Wisely, your best ability. You know, and tell me the thing about it is, and you don't know that till you as you get older. When you're a child, you just go out one ear, the other ear. You're like, man, I ain't being patient. You're like, please, go ahead. Don't listen, man. Then when he beats you up a couple of times, he lay on your back a couple of times, you're like, okay, I'm a little patient. I'm gonna slow down. I ain't nowhere. And that's never life. You speed up life, you get flipped down. You get put back. Yeah. You go to job, work 8 hours a day, you put all your 110% in it and get skipped over every time promotions. And what that does, it puts you down. Now, you're a patient. Like some people do it, and think about it. You do like George do. Think about it. No, why am I actually working for these people again? There's something wrong with this picture. And then,
what's this about?
Exactly. Like, I can't sleep. I'm always stressed out. You know, people just worry about. You are worried about how you gonna pay your bills next week when you in the bank. You say, "Oh, my favorite thing." I tell you the favorite thing is saving money. How you save money when you constantly see a bill in the mail every 5 seconds? How you constantly save money when I call it a mercy thing happen? Always when you saving money. When you mention the word save, it's open the door for other things to come in and supply that space. If you know, ask somebody who says the word save. You just do it, nothing ever happens. But as soon as you use the word save, it never failed yet. Something always comes up. And it's coming.
What are you talking about, Fresh? You mean the brakes I got to go put in the car? I was saving money. Now I got to go put the brakes on the car.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And it's amazing how I know exactly how much you got saved up.
Yeah.
Tell nobody. But somehow I got $800 saved up.
Right.
The brakes come out. You need all 4 brakes. They specialize. You got to get
how much?
Yeah.
$800.
Yeah.
$800.
Right. And I think that means we actually need to change our mindset where finances are concerned.
Yep.
You know, we need to really shift our thinking. And one place that really resonates with me, and I think it's because these guys found and they saw what the pandemic was doing to people, separating us from each other, and then they created a platform where we're back together, even though we don't see each other, we hear each other on Clubhouse. And I think that's where you guys actually met me, right? On Clubhouse. Hey, Frazier.
You thought black people, you guys, you say that now, they black you, not they. You said, like, wait, what? I said half of the word. I didn't say all the word. Now why are you blocking me?
Oh yeah. But you know what? I want to know from you guys, what do you see Clubhouse becoming? What is it for you now, and what do you see Clubhouse becoming?
I'm thinking it's a goal changer. I believe it's gonna be a goal changer. Do you not see that is because you get a chance to meet people that you normally would not see or even know of. They can help you with so many things, and you realize that people are not so secretive on how they do things.
Yes.
They and they would just reach out to them. Hey man, how you do this? You're like, oh, no problem. Well, let me see how I do it. DM me tomorrow, and I'm gonna talk to you a bit later. We're gonna go down. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, for example,
is there a catch?
Exactly. I said to go. I want to start talking to most people in South Africa about how things are. And guess what happened? Madam, you're here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty, I think, of networking and getting to know people. You get to know other aspiring great minds. And that platform is an opening door changer. And I think that's what people understanding what they thought what Facebook was going to be like, what they thought Instagram was going to be like. And they all went to the left. You see what I'm saying? And I think by them restricting a lot of people coming into Clubhouse, it helps to keep the rooms or the network to a bit where you can actually profit for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to go back to MySpace. MySpace. MySpace was similar to Clubhouse. You met everybody. News directors. You met authors. You met people do editing. I mean, and it was so helping networking. But when they start letting everybody into it, it spoiled the environment. And once it spoiled the environment, then all of a sudden it disappeared.
Yeah,
now you don't exist anymore. Like a dinosaur. Ooh, MySpace? What's MySpace?
I was never on MySpace. Like I was not even in tune at that time. You know.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you went all the way back, Fred. You said MySpace. That's how that's why I laughed.
Yeah,
you know?
My bad.
Right. I see. Tell it on yourself. But you know, the thing about social media that people don't understand is a lot of the big mega companies and tech companies only really use social media for the traffic and the volume because that's how they get paid. They get paid with traffic and volume. For instance, that's why Twitter let this guy stay on Twitter for years because it was good for business. It was good for stock prices. You know, when you have Twitter being said 200, 300, 1,000 times a day, that's free advertising that somebody else would pay hundreds of millions of dollars for a month to be able to get. So it's good for them, right? And you have a app like Clubhouse that's restricting all that. No, we're back to the basics. We're not here for the fake this. We're not here for that. We're here for basic communication and things that people would be able to profit from, and mentally, not financially, but profit from mentally, making connections. Same thing with LinkedIn. People go to LinkedIn for business connections, not to. And what has LinkedIn turned into? LinkedIn has turned to a platform of selling your business services and getting those connections. Almost everybody I meet on LinkedIn is trying to sell me a product. And I'm just like, okay, but you know, that's why I keep checking my phone. My phone keeps ringing. Everybody's like, yeah, I see, you know, we're in the same field. We'd like to be friends. And I'm like, what are you selling me?
Exactly.
You know, and that's what it is. That's what it's turned out to be. And they'd be like, oh, no, those are business leads. Now, I have about 4 people right now trying to sell me a loan or some type of investment right now on the phone, you know, and I just got to a point where I stopped checking them, you know.
And I think that's where the new social interaction is going. more giving and less taking. And I have reason to believe that the influencer, as we know them, are shifting completely. People are tired of posers. People are tired of people who are on social media platforms to show us their soft life and how they're living it up and how, you know, hot and sexy their bodies are. People are now looking for impact. How are you? What are you giving to me? I'm following you. What are you doing for me? How are you impacting my life? What do you have in store for me? And that's exactly what Clubhouse is about, right? Exactly. It's givers. All of these people are giving. They're giving their information, their intellectual property. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. And I mean, at this point, even though the future of Clubhouse probably is monetizing, and there are some people who are monetizing already, you know, people who are getting paid to be moderators, which is great. But I mean, these people are doing it now, and they're they're not doing it because they know they're just hoping that conversions are going to come in their businesses. So I'm so positive about the future, especially the future of social media. I just want to know what's up, what's going on, and what's next. Truly,
absolutely. Really quick,
and
I would be remiss.
I mean,
hold on, if we didn't talk about.
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah.
Finish your thought. Finish your thought, and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just going to ask you. You spoke about Twitter. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump being banned on Twitter in terms of free speech and all of that jazz?
How much time do we have? I think we have about 15 minutes. I can go on this for about 15 hours. However, I'm not going to. I'm just going to say this, okay? Twitter will ban me, you, Frazier, anybody else for one of the comments that he made. They allowed him to make those comments for 5 to 6 years because he was good for business. The only time Twitter banned him was when they felt like, holy smokes, this guy just incited an insurrection that could change the dynamic of our democracy. And now it's time, it's gone above and beyond. See, what the insurrection did in this country, what people don't understand is it gave everybody a line. That's why you saw a lot of businesses bail from the GOP and a lot of places, because they were like, wait, hold on. After insurrection in this country, the next thing we move to is traitor and treason. That's the next thing we move to. And a lot of these companies who are trying to maintain their brands, they can't be seen collaborating with insurrectionists and traitors. You see what I mean? Those are the two words that are worse than terrorists in this country when it comes to the United States, because a lot of people wear their flag on their back and they wear the Constitution on their chest. You see what I mean? And so those are the things that you saw. That's why you saw a lot of companies be like, oh, no, we can't do this. And Twitter was one of them. Twitter was one of them.
It was convenient.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Convenient till it wasn't convenient anymore. Exactly. And then boom, they went. And not just that, the GOP has lost hundreds of millions of dollars across this country when it comes to donations and campaign contributions because of that. Where do you stand? What are you doing? How's it working out? Like I said, because we can't be involved with insurrectionists and separatists and terrorists and things of that nature, you know. And they're still talking because they say, oh, well, we have the votes. But what they're going to realize, understand is we're 2021. Next January, we start midterm elections. 2022 is this whole thing starts again. And those dollars that they're missing, or those big campaigns, like, for instance, to run for the United States president, it costs over $1 billion to do it, campaign contributions, right? To run for Congress, you need at least $60-70 million, if not more, $100 million. So when you can't get that money and you're being outspent, and on top of that, your platform is not where it should be. Most people in the GRP are not too far to the right. Everybody's down the center. Most people in the Democratic Party are not too far to the left. Everybody really lives in the center. But you do have crazy people. And now you're starting to see that come from the left and the right. You see what I'm saying? So social media now, after all of this, Facebook, Twitter, not MySpace, Graham, which is owned by let me up, man, which is owned by Facebook and even WhatsApp are now starting to pay attention and saying, oh, wait, no, we've gone too far. We've gotten all the milk out of the cow. Now we have to transition, and we have to transition quick, or we're going to lose it all.
Yeah, that's true. Like I'm telling you, pick up you said, Joy. It goes to old theory. One teacher I had in my class told me called the pull the rope theory. I'm gonna let you pull enough till you get to you. I take them pull back at you, and if I pull back, it's because of two things like you said. I ain't like what you're doing. A, it's not profitable for me anymore. Two, I can't benefit from it. Those three things go putting that rope back to you. And that's what social media did. I'll tell you, like, one thing. What not saying I want to say name too much, but reason why he spent the less money on campaign than any president candidate in U.S. history. Reading the fact of the matter, he used one basic principle: I create news.
Yep.
Once I create news, that's free advertising. I'm gonna be the bad guy because if I'm the bad guy, news love bad guys. So guess what? I'm gonna be that person you say. But guess what? How many times you want to ad a day? 300, 400, 300 times a day, back and forth. You beat the algorithm. He learned the algorithm before we learned about it.
Wow.
About it, right?
With Cambridge Analytica.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And if you look at, I'm saying, like, you go at British. Like British, they know this. If you ever look at college, they teach them that in college. Algorithms, how to beat it, how to do this. And this man learned that. He went to go to
free press. Free press. Okay, exactly. When Obama was in office, he got his start by a birtherism lie. Okay, every time they talking about his name, and every time he's in the news media, and everybody says he says this or says that, that's free press. Anybody else would have to pay that news media outlet to mention their name. Okay, exactly. So when you know that you can get hundreds of millions of dollars of free press globally a day. Exactly. You are the most powerful person in the entire world, because every time you put something out, the whole world is watching and listening, and you can just sit back
and go. That's it. They want to say you said knowledge was king. They used to say that, but over years past, is how many influential you have in social media. You're a king,
right? Yeah, and they made it that way. They made it that way. So you have a lot of quote unquote influence or social media entrepreneurs. Well, their whole job is to make sure to get you in front of an audience, whether they're building an Instagram page that they're selling to you because now it has 1 million followers, or something else. That's their whole job. And the problem, back to social media real quick, is the fact that the game has gotten old. I'm going to build a page and get 100,000 followers because I want to sell them on my book. No, that doesn't work anymore, because those 100,000 followers may like just listening to phrase. They may not want to listen to George. You see what I'm saying? So if I take over the page, I may lose 50,000 followers just simply because it's me.
Sure.
You see what I mean? So it's an interesting dynamic. Everybody now is starting to look for quality instead of quantity. Because nobody has any time for the noise anymore. Life is too short. Got time for that. People are dying from COVID. COVID is killing people within a week. One week. You go on Wednesday, you're dead the next Wednesday. So you don't have any more time to be sitting here wasting. And those of us that had COVID and are trying to, man, look, life is too short. I'm not going through shortness of breath again. I'm not going through any of that again. Everything has to be quick.
Lots of taste and sense.
Has to be quick.
Are you guys taking the vaccine? Have you already been vaccinated?
Not yet. Not me, George.
I'm getting it as soon as it comes out.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm getting it, let me explain that, because I know listeners are going to be here and be like, oh, no, I'm not getting it. It's going to be this and that and the third. Two things. To you. One, if you've had COVID, like I got COVID and I couldn't even tell you how I got COVID. I was the one that masked up, washed my hands, have stuff in my car, in my house, everything. I actually thought I had an upper respiratory infection. It wasn't until my doctor was like, you have all the symptoms, at least a majority of them. I had like 3 symptoms. I didn't have the sore throat. I didn't have any of that other stuff. I just had hot flashes, so to speak, and I had cold chills. And then the shortness of breath started 2 weeks after the fact. So it didn't start at the beginning, it started at the end. And I was like, I gotta have an upper respiratory infection. I can't even kick it properly. Right? So we took the test. Oh, you got COVID. The shortness of breath was so severe that I couldn't even walk from my bed to the bathroom.
No way.
Yes, it was that severe. And I was like, something's wrong. So when I finally found out that I had COVID, I was like, okay, how do we treat it? The doctor gave me steroids, gave me an inhaler. literally my body went from 25% to 75% in 24 hours because I can open up my chest and I can breathe.
Yeah.
So as somebody who's going to be 47 tomorrow, Sunday, I'm not going through that again. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm getting the vaccine, because with all these variances, I'm not just going to wake up one day and they be like, oh, you have this again. I'm not doing that again. That's the first reason. Second reason is everybody's like, well, they're targeting people of color, this, that, and the third one. No, they're not. They're giving that vaccine most to white people. I'm sorry I have to say it like that, but I have to say it like that. It's white people in line. They're not stupid enough to create a vaccine to kill themselves. You see what I mean? And as long as they're not dying in droves, we're not going to die in droves.
That's funny. That's funny. There's a joke going around in South Africa that there's a particular political party that's known for corruption. And everybody's like, if that political party is not stealing the vaccine, I don't want it, because that's not the real thing. You know, until they start stealing it, then I want that vaccine.
You want a vaccine? Give me. Yeah, 2 for me. Yeah, 2 for me. You need 2?
2. I'll take 2.
I'll take 1.
Yeah. And you were. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-vaccination choice. I really believe that everybody has a choice, and I respect that. I absolutely respect that. And whether I'm going to take the vaccine or not, it's definitely something that I am still working on and thinking about. But in my household, my partner works for the National Health Laboratories, so he's actually the face of the vaccine, and he's going to be one of the first people to get it. So that's my situation. And then as a radio broadcaster, obviously there's a certain level of influence that I have. Then I also have to look at that and then see how it goes with how I feel, you know, and my values and what I believe, you know, and everything else. But it's going to be quite an interesting time. I mean, it is an interesting time already. Yeah, but you were about to say, George, you were about to say, you'd be remiss if.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't take it, because my wife has already taken it. She's an essential worker. You see what I mean? So she's taking it. My in-laws are coming. They're elderly. So even though I have had COVID, I have antibodies. So I'm not really at risk. But what about my kids? Yeah. You see what I mean? Yeah. So I play all that in my mind, because you have people that will talk a conspiracy theory about the virus as opposed to look at all the data that's out there about the virus. Like, I agree, it's individual choice. But for me, what I went through, I'm not going through that again. You know, by mistake, by happenstance, by anything. I'm not going through that again. And if this vaccine is going to stop that from happening for me and my family, then I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Because I was literally one step from going to the hospital because I couldn't breathe properly. You know, and I'm like, I'm not getting on no ventilator. Then once you get on the ventilator, your time goes down to 10%. Like, that's not going to work for me. I still got stuff I got to do.
Exactly. We got too much things to do, George. Paranoid form. I'm like, George, hey, George, what happened?
Yeah, that's right. You're like, what? You got what? I'm like, Trey, tell me about it, man.
Exactly. Man, he scared me more. We will do an interview. He came with an avatar. What the heck? Oh,
really?
Lord.
Go check our interviews. Yeah, go check our interviews.
Oh, you all right?
It's real.
Yeah. What y'all didn't see, what I didn't want them to see was I was laying down on the bed because that was the only way I could breathe. Yeah. So everybody was just like, you know, I respect the fact you on the show, this, that, and the third. And I kept pausing because I was like, I don't want them to hear me. I can't breathe. So I finally had to cancel the show the next week because I'm just in bad shape. Yeah. It's not going to work.
He's a trooper. He's a trooper. We go sick of well. We try. If I know if I'm down, George got my back. He down, I got his back. We know that's what.
Right. And we're learning now to listen to our bodies, right? Because we've been pushing ourselves so much, even when we're not feeling well. Now it's like, if I'm not feeling well, I'm not coming. Okay, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm listening to my body.
So we definitely want to thank you for being on the show. I mean to cut everybody off, but our time is closed. Go ahead, Fraser, ask the question.
We gotta ask about Boston Movement Media. We asked about that a little bit. What is that platform? Because people want to know about that too.
Boss Move Media.
Yes, Boss Moves Media. So I'm wearing the T-shirt. I don't know if you can see it. Boss Moves Media, that is my baby. I mean, I've actually been running Boss Moves Media now for the last 7 years, and it's a platform really for media development. So my focus is to develop children and women, so specifically girls and women in media. And I do this by bridging the gap, you know, between girls and women who are starting out in the media industry, who have interest, and people who are influential, who are females. Because for us in the media industry, it's that much harder to break through this industry and to really be impactful and to own, you know, because it's all about ownership. And a lot of times you find that women are put in a light, they put in front of the camera, and then they're the faces and they have to pose and be pretty. But really the juice and where the magic happens is behind the scenes. And that is my core focus with Boss Moves Girls and Women in Media. And then the Boss Moves Media itself, it's a digital content creation platform. So every single week, starting from the end of from March, the first Friday of March, we continue with our Boss Moves Media shows, which are pretty similar to the George and Fraser show, and it's just platforms to really inspire growth and to bridge the gap, you know, between continents and, you know, people, and just bridging the lines and closing the gaps and really finding a space where we can ignite our creativity. So that is what Boss Moves Media is about. And I'm also launching for Momafluencers a podcast. So, I mean, the podcast is going to talk about everything mamas. We're going to, you know, open up a room and a club on Clubhouse and really just bring mamas and help them find and establish their influence.
Well, look, I would love to be a guest on your show. I know Fraser would love to be a guest on your show. Just, you know, shameless plug. I apologize. I normally don't do that. However, you know, talking to our people and being able to, you know, like you said, bridge that gap across seas is very important, and let everybody know that the struggle is real for all of us where we are and what we're doing. So definitely, if you need a guest, somebody to fill in, just let us know.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right on there. We're going to give you a call. We'll send you the email. It's on. It's done.
We definitely appreciate you. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at Nonala Tose. Also go to at Boss Moves Media, at Momafluencers, and that is where you'll find me all over the internet.
And what I already do this. George, keep me every time I do it. What tips you have for the young ladies who want to get into the industry that you give them to help them bridge a little faster?
I definitely want to say invest in your digital knowledge. Know what's out there. Know how to create opportunities for yourself, and collaborate. I mean, that is the most important thing. I really appreciate you reaching out to me on Instagram, because I'm all about collaboration. You know, I believe that is the only way we can move forward. So let us love on each other with collaborations that work and collaborations that really bring the best out of us. And that's what I'd like to say.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. And the reason why we appreciate it is because we've been hearing that message now for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Collaboration, not competition. Remember what Vaughn said? It's definitely working.
Collaborate, accelerate, you know?
Right.
We've been a huge family here all across the world, and we get together. We're going to build a great big platform where we can teach, learn, influence everybody, and change the mindsets of this world. Plain simple.
Amen.
Done.
Definitely appreciate you, and thanks for being on Real Talk.
Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love your vibe. Keep doing what you're doing, and we see you. And
enjoy the heat.
Thank you. It is hot.
Yeah, I do somewhere too. I'm gonna come visit.
No doubt. Oh man, great show. Yo, that was our show. Yep. Check us out tomorrow. We have another author coming on. Dr. Reed will be here. But you cannot get past this. We drop science, we drop knowledge. We have very important people that take time out of their day to come talk. We want to appreciate Nala for coming on the show and sharing her experiences and just keeping it real, you know, because we need to see that it's not always just about us where we are. So we definitely appreciate her.
Well, definitely. It was a great show, and now there's a drop today, some gems. So please tune in. I mean, we learned so much today. It was very influential, and hey, I learned a lot, Joe. I know about you. I learned a lot. What about you?
I'm always learning, Fraser. I'm always learning. Slow motion, brother.
Always.
This is George.
This is Fraser.
That was Real Talk with George and Fraser. See you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Peace.
Peace.